St. Petersburg, on the night of the 30th of December, 1916. In the cellar of an aristocrat's palace, a man is meant to die that evening, a man many believe to be indestructible. The famous version goes like this. He is given cakes and wine laced with cyanide, but the poison has no effect. He is shot, and he gets back up. He is beaten down and thrown into the freezing river. His name is Grigory Rasputin. Yet almost everything about this story is invented. The truth is more sober, and for that very reason, more unsettling. A Siberian peasant who rose to become a confidant of the Russian imperial family, a healer, a sinner, a holy devil. Few people of the modern age have attracted more legend. This is an attempt to separate the verifiable truth from the myth, the story of Grigory Rasputin. He is born on the 21st of January, 1869, in the village of Pokrovskoye, deep in Siberia, the son of simple peasants. He receives almost no schooling and probably remains nearly illiterate his whole life. And here the first myth already begins. Rasputin is often called the Mad Monk, but that is false. He was never a monk and never ordained as a priest. The name Rasputin came from his father. The popular claim that it means the debauched one belongs to the later legend. Around the age of 18, he undergoes a religious awakening. He marries a peasant woman, Praskovia Dubrovina, with whom he has several children. 3 live to adulthood. But life as a family man does not hold him. Rasputin becomes a starets, a wandering, self-proclaimed holy man and faith healer. He makes pilgrimages of hundreds of kilometers, lives off the donations of peasants, and builds a reputation for healing the sick and seeing the future. Those who meet him describe, above all, one thing: a piercing, almost hypnotic gaze. In 1903, Rasputin reaches the capital, St. Petersburg. The city's high society is amusing itself with mysticism and the occult, and the unwashed wanderer with the burning eyes and the alleged healing powers is received with curiosity. In 1905, he is introduced to the Imperial family, Tsar Nicholas II and his wife Alexandra. As fate would have it, the only heir to the throne, the little Alexei, suffers from hemophilia, the bleeding disorder he inherited through Alexandra from the line of Britain's Queen Victoria. Even the smallest injury can be fatal, and the medicine of the day is powerless. And again, when the boy hovers near death, Rasputin manages to stop the bleeding, most dramatically in 1912, when the heir seems already close to death, and Rasputin sends a telegram instructing that the doctors leave the boy alone. Alexei recovers. How he did it is debated to this day. A calming effect, perhaps hypnosis, perhaps the simple advice to stop the doctor's harmful treatments. But for the desperate Tsarina, one thing is certain. Only this man can keep her son alive. From that moment on, Rasputin's position is untouchable. But the holy man leads a double life. Before the imperial family, he plays the humble, pious peasant. Away from the court, he gives himself over to drink and to women. He preaches that physical closeness to him has a purifying effect and uses it to seduce countless admirers. By around 1911, his behavior is a public scandal. Newspapers and politicians seize on the case. How can such a man enjoy the trust of the Tsar? Soon the most persistent rumor of all is circulating, that Rasputin is the Tsarina's lover. It was never proven. It is a product of propaganda. But in the overheated mood of those years, it does devastating damage. The Tsar temporarily bans all reporting on Rasputin and has newspapers shut down, and only makes everything worse. Already in the summer of 1914, Rasputin narrowly escapes death. In his home village, a peasant woman named Kionia Guseva, a follower of one of his bitter enemies, plunges a knife into his stomach. Gravely wounded, he survives after surgery, and his aura of invulnerability only grows. That same year, the First World War begins. In 1915, Tsar Nicholas makes a fateful decision. He personally takes command of the army and leaves for the front. He hands the government of the vast empire to his wife Alexandra, and thereby, indirectly, to her confidant Rasputin. Ministers are appointed and dismissed, often within weeks. Whether Rasputin's influence was truly as great as claimed is disputed, but in the public mind, a Siberian peasant is now running the country. For the prestige of the monarchy, this is catastrophic. More than anything else, the Rasputin affair corrodes the people's faith in the crown. In late 1916, a group of high aristocratic conspirators resolves to put an end to it. They are led by Prince Felix Yusupov, one of the richest men in Russia, together with Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich and the politician Vladimir Purishkevich. On the night of the 30th of December, 1916, they lure Rasputin to the Moika Palace. What happened next, the world knows mainly from Yusupov's own telling, that Rasputin was served cakes and wine laced with cyanide, in vain, that Yusupov then shot him, but that Rasputin sprang back up and attacked him, that only further shots brought him down. Bound and wrapped in a cloth, he was thrown into the freezing river. A story of a man who simply could not be killed. But this is exactly where the legend begins to come apart. Felix Yusupov told the story again and again, in a police statement, in a book in 1927, in his memoirs, in court cases. No two versions were the same, and Yusupov profited from every one of them. Above all, the autopsy contradicts the myth. No active poison was found in Rasputin's body. He did not die by drowning, but from gunshots, the fatal one fired at close range into his forehead. The indestructible demon of the story was a man whom 3 bullets killed. His body is found in the river, and on the Tsarina's orders, buried near Tsarskoye Selo. After the February Revolution of 1917, soldiers dig it up again and burn the remains. A letter attributed to Rasputin is said to have predicted that the imperial family would fall if noblemen killed him. Whether the letter is genuine remains uncertain. What is certain? A year and a half after Rasputin's death, Tsar Nicholas, Alexandra, and their children are shot. The House of Romanov, which had ruled for 300 years, was wiped out. What remains is a man who became the screen onto which an entire collapsing empire projected itself. Healer and charlatan, sinner and scapegoat. The truth about Grigory Rasputin is more sober than any legend, but perhaps that is its real secret.